Donald Trump is now threatening California Governor Gavin Newsom. He said Newsom had better be careful. Gavin had better be careful. And what I believe this is truly reflective of is that Donald Trump is terrified. Donald Trump is lashing out and threatening people because he is afraid he's not going to get his way. He is afraid that others are more liked than he is. And you know what? That's true. And one of those people happens to be Gavin Newsom. This makes him extraordinarily insecure. This makes him extraordinarily angry. And he's saying Gavin has to be careful.
Today in Los Angeles, immigration officials were attacked by some protesters in an attempt to arrest an illegal alien. Gavin Newsom, other Democrats have used very aggressive language in terms of how to address ICE agents out in the field. Is there any responsibility that we can place on Gavin Newsom and other elected officials who are using such aggressive language?
Well, Gavin has to be careful. Remember that when I first came in, they had a terrible riot in Los Angeles. They had the fires, which shouldn't have happened. They didn't have the water for the fires. They should have had the water coming in from the Pacific Northwest. They didn't have the waters. They didn't have water in the hydrants or the sprinklers. So they had the fires, and then they had the riot. And if we didn't go and take care of that riot, you would have lost Los Angeles. You would have canceled the Olympics, which is because of me in Los Angeles.
This is all completely made up. Gavin had better be careful. And then it's lie after lie after lie. There was no big emergency in Los Angeles. The mayor said we don't need federal troops. The governor Newsom said we don't need federal troops. It was contained within a 2x2 or 2x3 block area. And Trump just can't help himself. He just keeps lying and lying and lying. And now he says Newsom has to be careful. Careful of what exactly? Trump then started talking about what's going on at the White House. And we're going to talk later about the demolishing of the White House. And you might have noticed, or you might not have noticed, that the price of this project has quietly gone from $250 million to $300 million. Well, I thought it was only going to cost $250. And of course, it's funded by donors, friends of Donald Trump. It was a $200 million project to $250, and now it is $300 million.
Just changing this topic slightly, I see you've got the
model
of the White House and the ballroom. Many people were surprised the entire East Wing is being demolished because you had said initially that the ballroom would just touch or would not.
Well, certain areas
are
certain areas are being left. We determined that after really a tremendous amount of study with some of the best architects in the world, we determined that really knocking it down, trying to use a little section. You know, the East Wing was not much. There was not much left from the original. It was over the course of 100 years, it was changed. The columns were removed, and it was a much different building. Then a story was added on in 1948, 1949. There was a story added on, which was not particularly nice. And the building was very, very much changed from what it was originally. It was never thought of as being much. It was a very small building. And rather than allowing that to hurt a very expensive, beautiful building that, frankly, they've been after for years. You have that. I brought these along so people could see, but
now Trump pulls plans out.
It's, there's a relative, nobody's actually seen anything quite like it. I think it'll be one of the great ballrooms anywhere in the world. It's about $300 million. It's set to do many, many things, including meetings of foreign leaders, including the honoring of foreign leaders. You can see this. This is a plan. If it's got tables so that you
There's tables. In case anybody was unsure, the ballroom will have tables.
Honor a foreign leader. We have a proper space. Right now, we have a
Yeah. It was $200 million. Then it was going to be $250 million. Now it's $300 million. What's another $50 million between friends, right? In donor money, of course. And then Trump starts to get irritated that he's even being asked about this. And then he attacks the reporter. That's a classic.
I just want a quick follow-up on that question. Your response to people who say that you haven't been transparent enough about this.
I haven't been transparent?
That some of your
Really?
critics feel it
I've shown this to everybody that would listen. Third-rate reporters didn't see it because they didn't look. You're a third-rate reporter, always have been. So third-rate reporters didn't look, but anybody that asked, these pictures have been in newspapers.
And now this is a complete, it's like, it's covered in this picture. It's all gold. Everything is gold inside. Remember, money can't buy class. And this is Trump's great If Trump represents anything, it's that money cannot buy class.
They've been all over the place, and we're very proud of it. It's gotten great reviews. It's gotten really great reviews. So I think we've been more transparent than anybody's ever been.
And I don't know which reporter Trump is yelling at there, but it sort of sounds like our friend Jeff Mason from the Associated Press. I'm not totally sure because he's not on camera. Finally, Donald Trump struggling for vocabulary when talking about this whole bombing of boats thing and using military response to boats that he believes are bringing drugs. Trump talking about ocean drugs and sea drugs. This is how Trump speaks when he has no idea what he's talking about.
And drug usage is way down, and drug usage coming from the sea, they call it ocean drugs, a little term that they use, the ocean drugs, is very close to non-existent right now. I wouldn't want to be in one of those boats heading away. They're driving happily to destroy the lives of people, and that's the end of them. So the ocean drugs and the sea drugs by sea, they call it also.
They call it drugs by sea.
That's almost down to nothing, as you can imagine. So they continue to come in by land at a little bit less because they see something is going to happen. They don't like it. They see something, and they're right. Something very serious is going to happen. The equivalent of what's happening by sea. And we're going...
Anyway, Trump just meandering linguistically and mentally. No idea what's going on. The press corps is trying. Some of them are trying. I've got to give them credit. But when they say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, if the lemons are rotten, or they're actually just rocks, you might not be able to make lemonade out of them. And that's where we find ourselves today with this administration. All right. Awesome new sponsor to talk about, Wild Alaskan Company. They do sustainable seafood memberships. I got one of these boxes, and it is just phenomenal. The whole point with Wild Alaskan Seafood is that it's 100% wild caught. It's never farmed. It's from sustainably managed fisheries in Alaska, frozen at the peak of freshness, and then delivered to you. They've got 3 curated boxes, the wild salmon box, the wild whitefish box, and the wild combo box. I got a box that had everything beautifully vacuum sealed. The fish comes in pre-portioned fillets. We had crab. We had scallops. I know I should be saying scallops. It's just not for me. I call them scallops, okay? Delicious and sustainable. They have a sustainable supply-driven approach. They get products during the harvest season in a way that doesn't deplete the resources of Alaska's wild fisheries. I encourage you to go to wildalaskan.com/Pakman and use the code Pakman for $35 off your first box. The link is in the description.